Hello, welcome guys for the technical episode number 8 where we will create the menu item and the setup form. Okay, so previously what we have done is we have prepared a form called convms parameters form, and this parameter form we can see in the browser also. Okay, so to see any form in the browser you have to set that set as startup object, and then you need to click on the start button. If you click on the start button, this will take you to the, if everything is fine, this will take you to this particular form, and the form will be very similar to this particular form. Okay, so this form will be, this type of form actually will be visible to you, and this form is used for the setup part. Okay, for the configuration part. Meanwhile it's getting started, so I will tell you what is the agenda for today's task. The agenda for today's task is creating a parameter form. In this parameter form we will have actually, while creating a parameter form, to show the parameter form we have three types of menu items. First menu items is a display menu item, output menu item, and action menu item. This can also be asked in an interview question in the technical round. Okay, so display menu item, what is a display menu item? The form which I am going to create right now is actually this is a form which I am going to create, parameter form, or the form which I have prepared over here and which is running in front of you in a minute. So this form is actually, I need to keep it on a form level. Okay, so this form level you will find out over here. You will find out over here on this screen. So this is a form, right? Accounts payable. So this is actually a display menu item. Okay, one more thing I noticed over here is, if you go over here somewhere you will see that the mi menu item. Okay, so this is actually the menu item of vent parameters. Okay, so similarly you will have your output menu item. Output menu item is used for reports, and the action menu item is used for classes. Okay, so three types of menu items are there: display, output, and action, and everyone works in different behavior. Okay, so menu item are also added as privileged. So wherever the menu items you will prepare, so they will be added as privilege, and these privileges will, the users are not that not administrator will not be able to see the menu item unless they are assigned a role due to your privilege. Okay, so that give them the access to menu item. So we, with the menu item you can attach your security privileges as well, and then you will be able to view. Okay, so let's go and create a new menu item. Meanwhile I will see that before creating a menu item, this particular form is, yes, so this is the vehicle management parameter form. Soon I'm going to add a module over here, and this module, this form will be available. So I will close this particular form, and now I will go to my Visual Studio. In this Visual Studio I will go to creating a menu item. Okay, so creating a menu item, so let's create a menu item over here. And for this menu item I need to right click on it, click on the, one second, sorry, not on this, you can click on either on the solution or on the folder level, add the new item, and under the new item user interface, enter the user interface, we will add a display menu item. And what I told you, display menu item is used for adding the forms. Okay, so similar, same thing I'm going to use. So interface, display menu item, add the display menu item name, I will take it from here. So the display menu item, user interface display menu item, in this case convms parameters. 1 minute. Okay, this is the menu item. Okay, that was the form. Okay, so we will give the menu item as a name, convms parameter. So this form is now added. Once this form is added, you will have your use the label for the table. So from the table actually, so this menu item will have a label. We will add the menu item as a label, properties, menu item, label, vehicle management parameters. Okay, so this is the vehicle management parameter label of the menu item. Then what we need to do, we need to, it is also okay to use the label, but having the label enhances search experiences. Okay, create a label help text for maintaining the vehicle settings and number sequences. Assign the ID to the help text property. Actually it is asking to assign the help text, Okay, so we will over here it is asking, so I right now I will type the same. Okay, after going further you can add your own label and then you can attach the ID to it. Okay, so enter the for the object property. Now we have the object property. Okay, so we have a object, which object this particular menu item is connecting with. So we have a menu item of object, type is form. So here I need to define the form actually. Okay, so for this I need to select it first. Now I will be able to add the object. Okay, so what I will do, this form is now available to me, and here I am able to add the object. I have saved it. Then object type is form, save the menu item and open the convmsh parameter table and enter the con parameter in the form ref property. So while creating the table, you also have to add the this particular form also. Okay, so convmsh parameter over here, this is a property, there is a form ref. Under the form ref we will add this form property. 1 minute. Hmm. So I will search it, and this is the form reference. Also we have now added into the table also. Okay, so this will connect our table with the form. Open the convm menu and drag the convm parameter menu item on the top of the setup node. Okay, so now we have a convms vehicle management menu. So one menu we have created right over here. So let's go to this one. Convms, double click on it, and on this setup level this is asking for this menu item to be added. So where is our menu item? So I believe menu con vms, uh, this is the menu item, this is the setup actually. And on this setup, one menu item we have created right now. Oh, with the display menu item. Okay, so this is the display menu item, this is now added. Okay, so con vms parameters. Now convey parameter is added. Save and close the tab now. So save and close the tab. Now what we need to do is we need to go to the next slide, and then we will now create a interface. Okay, so you interface the form, and this form is convms vehicle group. Okay, so let's go to the convms vehicle group form. One more form we are going to create right now. So this form is add new item form, and over here control V convms vehicle group, and over here we will go to the this form is not prepared yet. Okay, so over here again the same thing we will do. So now drag the table from the data source node to this design node. Okay, so where is our table? Convms vehicle group, this is the second form we are going to prepare. This is the data source node, so we have added it over here. Yes, now it is added. After this, same label and caption of the design node. Okay, so use the same label that you used for the table, caption, design node. Okay, so for this particular table we have added the label as, we have not added the label. Okay, fine, so let's add the label. Use the same label that you used for the table for the caption property of the design node. Use the title data source and the data source property of the, that is convms vehicle group. Okay, so over here only we have not prepared this label, so I will write the vehicle group, vehicle group, vehicle group. Okay, now we will add the labels, title field, we will take group ID, and we will take the name. Then this is done. Okay, now we will go to our form level. So on the form level, this will be our, at the form level we will take the data source form property. So index label over here, design, caption, let me check where it is showing us. So this is actually telling you the same label that you use for the table for the caption property of the design node. So design node has a caption property, and on this caption property we will enter the convms vehicle group. Okay, so this will be actually the, so we will keep the vehicle group. Okay, now we will save it. After saving it, set the title data source and the data source properties to the table name, that is, so title data source. So there is a title data source, we will give this title data source, we will give this, and over here title data source, and the data source is done. Apply the simple list pattern. Now we are going to apply the pattern, simple list pattern we are going to apply on the, on over this form. What was the pattern? Table of content. But on this vehicle group, what is the pattern? Simple list form. So how to click, to right click on the form level, and once on clicked on the form level, you will be able to apply pattern simple list form. So simple list, it is now added. On the simple list, what is required? Action bar, action pane, group, grid. You can click on the preview button, just refresh it. Once you will add, this particular preview will be available to you. Okay, now add an action pane control, rename the form as there will be, rename this as there will be only one on this form. Okay, so rename this form pane. Okay, so action pane, let's add one action pane. Right click, new action pane, action pane added. Okay, now what it is saying, add an action pane, rename this form as there will be only one form, reselect the design node, and add an action control. Okay, action control is now added. Rename this form action pane as there will only be one on this form. Okay, so what I will do on this form, I will type the caption. Okay, so let's give the caption as vehicle groups, and over here we have now added the vehicle group as our caption. Okay, next one we need to do is the reselect the design node. The pattern highlights, we need a custom filter group, which is a group control actually. So add a new control of the group type. What is this? So see what will happen if you preview it. Right now nothing is there, but as you go further, it is asking for a custom filter group. So you will go to the design node, click on the new button, and over here you will add a custom filter group. So this is the group we have added now. Okay, and if you will see the preview, still the preview is not available, but on the pattern level, if I go to the design level, one more thing is required. Okay, so we will add it, reselect the design node, the pattern highlight that we need a custom filter group. So add a new group, rename the control to the custom filter group for ease of reference. So custom filter group, we will give this as a name as custom filter group. Okay, so name this form action pane, rename this form action pane control as the form action pane control. Okay, so now we will save it. Now after this, reselect the design node, which is a group control. This is done. Rename the control to the, so this particular part is done. We can see the new group needs a pattern, custom and quick filters. So now we need to go further. The pattern highlight that we must have a quick filter. Right click on the custom filter group and click on the new and quick filter. So meanwhile we will firstly check the design node. This is asking for a grid. We will add it at the next level. At the form level everything is okay, and there is the custom filter group. Custom filter group needs a pattern, so this pattern we will add, we will apply the pattern of custom quick filters. Okay, so custom quick filters, we will refresh it. The still the filter is not available. So quick filter group, new and quick filter control, custom quick filter, 1 minute, apply, choose new quick control filter. The pattern highlights that we must have one quick filter. Right click on the custom filter group, and on the custom filter group choose new quick filter control. So this should be quick filter control. Quick filter control. Remove the pattern. So let me check what is the pattern. Apply custom and quick filters. Choose new. The pattern highlight that we must have one quick filter control. Right click on the custom filter group and choose new quick filter control. New and quick filter control. Let me add one more quick filter control. Okay, so now one quick filter control is now added. Okay, so there is a pattern also required. Let me check one second. Form level, everything is okay. Design level, one grid is over here missing. One pattern is also required. We will apply the pattern over here, custom and quick filters, and over here one quick filter we have already added. Okay, now right click on the design node and choose a grid. So now we have to add a grid over here, so we will add the grid, new, and over here there is a grid. So once you add the grid and you go to the design node, everything is completed, and you click on the preview button. Preview is not getting loaded. Let's see why. Maybe it is because of the form first. Okay, so rename new grid. We can rename the control to the form. There will only be one. Okay, so let's go and rename it to 1 and save it. Okay, now this is done. What we need to do again here is the data source property does not inherit from the parent node. We must specify this as the data source property does not inherit from the parent node. So on the from get control we have to specify the data source node. Okay, so if I go to the form grid control, the data source over here, add the data source control s. Now if I refresh it, it should come. It is still not coming up. Let's see. Maybe it's because of the saving one, but the pattern gets updated. Okay, we created an overview field group, so set the data group property to overview. Okay, so there is a data group property. Where is the data group property? Data group property, design data group. Where it is asking for the data group property to be added. The data source property, we rename the form grid control. The data source property does not inherit from, we must say the form. Okay, so at the grid level it is saying, so this is the grid data group. So there is a overview. Okay, so we have now added the overview. So there are 3 fields which is coming up. Let me check. Still it is not showing up. Let's see why it is not showing. Okay, we have created. Now this is now done. Finally, to create a form, follow these steps. Okay, so go back to the quick filter control, set target control to the grid control name and default column to the desired default column. Okay, go back to the quick filter control. Now we are at the quick filter control. Over here there also we will mark it as 1. So quick filter control, it is now added. Go back to the quick filter control, target control to the grid control name. Okay, so target control, there is a property target control. Once again, let me see where it is. See, this is the target control, so we have to add the target control over here as a form grid control. So this is the form grid control. We will save it, and once this is done, we will now target to the grid and default column to the desired default control of the target. Default column to the this. Okay, so default column is now done. Let's refresh it. Still it is not showing. We need to build it once, then it will show. Okay, so now what we need to do is target control is done. Double check the pattern for any error and save the form. If there is any error, it will show over here. Go to the pattern form, no error. But this level, no error, no error, no error, no error over here also. And finally we will go for the create a menu item, using the same name as the form and the same label that we caption. Fill in the table form ref property of the menu item. Finally add the menu item to the setup so that it lies under the parameters menu item. Okay, now what we will do, we will go for the quick this is the double check pattern done. Create a menu item. Let's create a menu item using the same name as the form. So let's create a menu item over here. We will go for this one. Where is our menu item? We can add over here, add it, new item, and over here we will add a new menu item. Okay, so let me check if we need a display menu item or just a menu item. Create a menu item using the same name as the form and the same label that we used in the caption. Fill in the form ref property of the menu item. Okay, so let's create a menu item over here and for create a menu item using the same name as the form and using the same label that we did in the caption property. So at the form level, let me check what I have taken. 1 second. Caption was vehicle group, so control C, and now let me add it new item, and over here for menu, so menu name will be this vehicle group, add, and this vehicle group, the form ref property, menu item name, menu item vehicle group con VMS. So this is asking for creating a menu item using the same name as the form and the same label that we used in the caption property. Fill in the form with the menu item name. Finally add the menu item to the setup so that it lies under the parameter menu item. Okay, so let's create a new menu item first. So I think menu item is now created, but here menu item name, I think menu item name, where it is, yeah, con VMS, and this is the menu item name. Over here we have to add this con VMS parameters. Okay, so I think this is actually the display menu item what they are asking for. So let me add the menus vehicle group, and this vehicle group, the menu item name will be con VMS parameters, and over here we will go ahead with the con VMS parameter. This is a type of display menu item, and over here once the display menu item is done, we will give the label as vehicle group, and then this is done. Okay, now what we need to do is we will save this particular form. Create a menu item using the same name as the form and same label that we use with the caption property. Fill that form table ref property. Fill that form table ref property. Where is the vehicle group? So over here there is a form reference. Where is the form reference? There is the form reference. So we will give the con VMS vehicle. Where is my form con VMS vehicle group? rename, control C. Let's go to our this table, form ref, control V, and over here now finally it is asking for add the menu item to the setup menu under the parameters item menu item. Okay, so we will now open the economist vehicle parameter, and over here we will add this particular menu item. Okay, so there will be a menu, and inside this menu there will be a display item that will be linked. Okay, so now we have this particular at the minute parameter. Now this is done. Okay, so what we will do, we will now save it, and we will debug this solution. Okay, so sorry, build the solution. Once we will build, it will take some time. In the next meeting I will show you how it how this particular form looks like on the screen. Okay, so going further, this particular menu will also be added over here in the module section. Okay, at the final stage. So right now we are preparing the form, we have prepared the tables. Firstly we have prepared the fields, then tables, and then we have prepared the forms. Okay, so once the build gets completed, I will show you in the next session. So meanwhile, anybody has not seen the session, they can go watch starting from scratch, and they will be able to create all these tables. Every video has a downloadable PDF which they can follow, and if there is any doubt they can come in the comment section and let me know. So thank you guys.